Bodywise clarity backed by science. Eating clean sounds like the healthiest thing you could possibly do. But the term doesn't actually mean anything in nutrition science. There's no clinical definition, no research category, no agreed upon list of clean foods. It's a marketing term, and today we're breaking down what the actual science says instead. The idea of clean eating took off on social media, not in research labs. It grouped foods into clean and dirty categories based on how processed or natural they looked, not on any measurable health outcome. But nutrition science doesn't actually classify food that way. What matters is nutrient density, portion context, and your overall dietary pattern, not whether a food feels virtuous. Labeling foods as clean or dirty does something subtle to your brain. It moralizes eating. Research on eating behavior links this kind of moral framing to increased guilt, more rigid food rules, and in some cases, disordered eating patterns. Ironically, the more rigid the food rules, the more likely people are to fall into cycles of restriction and overeating. A more flexible, less moralized approach to food consistently shows better long term outcomes. So, if clean isn't the right framework, what actually predicts health outcomes? Overall dietary pattern matters far more than any single food choice. Fiber intake, protein adequacy, and minimizing excess added sugar consistently show up as the strongest predictors in large scale nutrition studies. Processed food isn't inherently bad either, it exists on a spectrum, and context always matters more than the label on the package. Consistency over months and years will always outperform any short term, clean eating challenge. Eating clean isn't a scientific concept, it's a marketing story we've been told to feel good about. What actually works is simpler, less moralized, and a lot more sustainable. Balanced meals, adequate protein and fiber, and consistency over perfection. You don't need to eat clean, you need a pattern you can actually keep. One small change, subscribe for more.